And after that loss, they have like not lost the series at all to tier 2 teams. Now they keep playing these like tier 1 teams. I think it's the same thing. They just build up from that. And
yeah,
that's what they're good at.
Yeah, no doubt. With that said, Game 2 draft. It's starting, baby. Let's hop in.
Well,
okay. So this is interesting, and I wanted to bring this up. We've now seen NP pick Warlock first 4 out of 4 games, and here they opt to ban it first. So they are ready to start changing things up now that they've lost Game 1.
Yeah, especially giving Warlock's been first picked every game that has been banned. Just pick. Let me
fact checking.
That is not completely accurate. FDL versus
Just let it ride.
Yeah, Bat Rider, go. Okay, no, well, come on.
Sorry, as a host, you're not supposed
How
to make
many
your
games
panels
look like?
Sorry, guys.
That was
like
also that was Mompax who said that.
Nice job, Mod. No, that's nice recovery.
No wonder you're a panelist instead of a stats guy.
Oh, and there it is.
God. Back to the old dirty. First pick Drow.
Now everyone's scared of Drow Ranger these days, but these are the OGs of the terrifying new Drow strat, right? Wings Gaming, they're Drow, famous, terrible, good, and all around. I mean, send shivers down your spine, not just from a frost arrow, baby, cause the pick.
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta slow down on the maple
Going
syrup,
back,
my man.
Going back to ESL 1 Manila and going back to that time, yes, Drow Ranger Wings were one of the first teams to really be able to pick up this hero back when it was kind of a little bit out of the meta and was really scary. It was like one of the first like main strats of Wings. You knew them as like, oh, they're like this really aggressive like 5-man baller team, and then they turned into so much more after that.
This is one of these situations where I wish we were privy to the coin flip to know who won which. So we've swapped sides now. Wings Gaming took first pick. Grant, I think you said earlier that Wings was the team that they chose second pick in the series earlier.
FDL, yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. We're seeing side swap now.
Yep.
I'm not sure which team chose which.
And against NP or at Venom, NP chose Dire.
Yeah, in that series, I think it was NP on Dire all 3 games. Yeah.
And that was, they were trying to play an aggressive game, so maybe they think, you know, similar thing here. They pick up the Timber side. I thought maybe they'd get a Slardar in this case, try and get away from Wings. Then again, Slardar isn't necessarily the best offlaner to be able to have. The one thing I like about Timbersaw is that he slows down pushes really well. If you watch the way that eHome plays with Timbersaw, when they pick it up as a mid, they'll pick up like Foot of Defiance without boots, and they'll just like sit in front of towers and be like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't push down my towers.
Yeah.
You just can't. There's too much commitment that has to be made in order to kill that Timbersaw, break him, and then push into the tier 1 tower. There'll always be rotations.
Oh, Puck! Drow, Puck. So there's that old classic trio, Drow, Venge, Puck. That's kind of old school, tried and true. I guess maybe in that case Puck could have been banned out here, but I can't remember the last time I saw Puck in the first 2 picks.
Well,
that's wild.
I mean, everyone's been banning it in this tournament as well, so it does have some merit. People are kind of scared of the Pucky. And what is that the answer to, though?
It doesn't really give away. We've seen actually Wings has played off-lane Puck. They've also played it middle, so
yeah,
they give away like Puck. What are you gonna ban?
That's a good point. They're keeping it really willy-nilly. They don't know where they're going with this.
It definitely shows how much impact they value from their supports on the side of Wings, though. They go Drow Puck in the first 2. I mean, they're just like leaving those support picks open to give them the opportunity to be like, okay, we're going to give you what we think are the best heroes situated for what we see on the side of NP. And like, that's putting a lot of faith into your support players.
I think NP is going to go that full sustain that we've been seeing from them a little bit. Just see if, like, if you're facing up against a Drow Ranger strat and you want to be able to meet them head on, prevent these towers from going down, you go full team fight, you go full tank up, and maybe this isn't necessarily the game where you need multiple pipes or that sort of thing, but they could just try and tank and 5-man and say, what are you going to do to Wings? Like, you already, with your opening picks, 1-2, say a lot of team fight and a lot of push. But what happens if you can't win that team fight?
Well, to see that, I would like to see AUI Timbersaw, honestly. Like, in terms of like getting the levels to actually have like a hero capable of dealing with this Drow, that could be something they actually look towards, rather than the MSS one.
Like a Timbersaw, top of the net worth chart, can actually keep tempo with the Drow at that stage and clear out creeps. That's
or they could just give MSS Timbersaw, send him solo top lane, maybe against
and then aggro try.
Yeah, it definitely looks like
the man himself, Mojo.
And it looks like NP actually thinks it is an offlane Puck though, because they banned out OD immediately after. So
yeah,
he's admiring that Timber right now.
He is
man of the hour.
A man who loves the magic stick.
Indeed.
No, it was like in his what is that? No, I didn't mean it like that. It just was in his item. Josh, shit. Anyway, I mean, why do they show the items? Isn't that their most fun items?
No,
That's
it's
what
the
they
items they
had.
bought in the last game, dude.
Last game.
Are you kidding?
Oh my god.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. I'm so
You
sorry.
didn't notice that pattern yet? Oh,
I thought
boy.
it was their most
Good old Mojo Stormstyle loves him some magic sticks. I'll tell you what, boy. Can't get enough of them.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
They
they banned out another mid hero, so
Luckily, they've got noise canceling headphones on Slack, so I'm sure he won't go back and watch the VOD.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna be a clip that shows up on Reddit.
Oh, no.
Or he's gonna watch that one later. What the hell?
Let's get back on track here. So,
OD Storm Spirit banned out by NP.
yep.
that's a lot
Okay.
of mid,
They're
that's
just
a lot of
scared.
blue.
And they're scared of
So thinking it could be
hard
that off
dominating
lane
mids.
puck.
Yeah, well, I think they think it is. Maybe Wings will trick him again, though.
Hard
There's
to
a lot
say.
of tricks in their head. It's like when you have 52 cards and you pull one out of the deck. It's never the right card.
You want to know what they call that?
What?
Magic.
Yes. And Wings has it.
Ooh, Quinta Huiven
A ban, and
banned out by the Wings.
that's kind of what Cap says. Well, this is full sustainability.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wait.
think-
Yep, sorry, please go ahead.
Sven's one of the best heroes for that, right? Because you got a lot of physical damage in the Draw Ranger strat, so Warcry, very valuable. Incredibly valuable with the Timber Saw as well. It means those first couple of hits, like he's tanked up already, and then he starts racking up that reactive armor even more. And the Wyvern being a great counter to Draw Ranger strats in general.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Now, do you think this could bite him in the booty, though? I mean, Wings Gaming, right? Gets this Drought strat. Literally everyone's been playing against Drought lately. Doesn't every single team know how to deal?
Have they though? I feel like Drow is like, I mean, she's still relevant, but it's not that same first pick, first ban kind of like you're talking about. We've seen a lot of games now where Drow Ranger is ignored.
That it's true, I suppose, but I think she's ignored because it's kind of like Broodmother. Everyone knows how to play against the Drow now. Now that we're seeing Drow picked up, it's the Centaur counter.
Okay.
Okay,
my God.
Centaur, an amazing hero against Drow Ranger. You want to close the gap, get down marksmanship, a lot of burst damage.
Have you ever seen Envy play Timber Saw, out of curiosity?
In pubs, but not in official, no.
Okay.
It's gonna be MSS.
Yeah,
for sure.
I figured it is MSS, right? But just the other bands, like the OD and Storm Spirit, like another reason that they could be banning that one away is that they want to be able to run a mid Timbers, right? In which case, both OD as well as Storm Spirit would do quite well against that.
I think we definitely have to consider the options. I think, again, he has been
It'd be
practicing
a
the
huge
hero.
curveball by NP.
Yeah.
They would have to switch up and have Eternal Envy, like in some sort of aggro tri-lane situation or something.
But I think more likely.
Oh, I mean to have Envy play it mid. I mean, Timber.
Yeah, that would all be the other curveball,
I
right?
think more likely AUI Centaur, right? The NMSS.
Yeah,
Timber
yeah.
Saw. That's
They
kind
ran
of
this before with the Jakiro, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is also not too shabby in the situation. Maybe a little slow.
I'd say that hero's
against the Drow
pretty
strat.
bad, but there you go.
There's the Jakiro. Good call.
I like
don't
I like the Dazzle in some ways to this solution because you already committed yourself to physical damage. You need to find a way to cut through these tanky heroes, and there are very few supports who can give you a way to do that on a large area.
yeah.
Necrophos,
This is sick.
Oh,
Hitman Wings.
That's
this is
pretty
a
dope.
good game.
They're
Jakiro,
crazy.
Centaur Warner, and Timbersaw, and Ogre. I mean, that's 4 tanky heroes that are very annoying to deal with. Like, I'd be happy throwing a scythe on any of those
Yep.
guys.
And all range, they all get that damage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not
Necro
wasting.
kind of feels like a forgotten about hero right now. Again, to a reference elimination mode, not a hero that anyone's really gravitated towards, even in game 3 scenarios.
Nope.
But I like it here. I think it fits. They have a lot of sustain on Wings now. Between Dazzle and Necro, it's going to be hard to kill these cores.
But what do you think their lanes are? Do you think it's an aggro tri-lane with Dro and a safe lane Necrophos mid-puck?
I think
Do you
it's mid
think
necro.
it's
Yeah, me too.
mid-necro?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
other option?
I guess it depends. I think NP still wants to pick their middle, so
Yeah.
if it's like a terrible matchup for Necro, they could change it, but
How is Necro solo mid? Can he stand his own against most mid laners? Or
If
is
he's
it...
got Draw Ranger Aura, he's probably
that's
decent.
but his
No,
terrible
yeah.
attack animation is
Yeah,
what holds
it's-
him down, but if he has high base damage, who cares?
Yeah.
And the other support that I was going to say, Dazzle, and the only other support who really cuts down strength heroes really well is the Witch Doctor, right, with Maledic. So I think that was a pretty smart ban there from NP, but I think at this point, if you've got Necrophos, I think you should try and tank up a little bit on Wings. You already have, Okay, never mind.
Okay.
And it is some control for the Timbersaw, which they were
Yeah,
kind of
true.
lacking. They only had the puck, so
They have
that's
a
a good point.
lot of
and
magical
plus
burst
you can
damage,
like
though.
scythe finger too, which can be a nice quick combo in some situations. So
I mean,
mean-
say goodnight to your centaur with that.
Yeah, they got magical burst damage, and then with Drow, we got 5
got the right
ranged
clicks.
heroes.
And
I mean,
she's
this is
definitely going to
brutal.
get a silver edge early in this game.
all
and
right,
It's going to be rough.
is this the end? They're all anti-heroes, guys. Can we make enough space for the AM? Can we just do it? Can we
You
just
think?
YOLO?
Is this the one?
I mean,
I get where you're coming from, but it would
But
be
no,
a little
a
tricky.
clear
he
no.
wouldn't find farm. He would never find farm before like 20 minutes.
Vanguard first AM.
What are our envy heroes left? As we assume this is an envy hero,
Terrorblade,
it's not
baby.
gonna be- I mean, same
Against
problem.
Lion is terrible. He just sucks your
Yeah,
illusion
no,
away.
X is the other one.
What did
Yeah.
Envy play last time they were running the Centaur draft?
I would guess Razor almost.
Yeah, which got
Yeah,
banned.
Razor was...
His Voker's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just scary.
It's a lot of heavy
Anything you
push
pick,
for
like you're
Voker.
like, what do I pick that won't die
Yeah.
before 20 minutes without any farm?
I'm having trouble
I
thinking
Plus-
of a
plus
character that
Wex
fits
Voker?
that.
He doesn't play
He
plus
doesn't
Wax
play it,
Vector.
though.
He just doesn't play it.
That's the
won't
problem.
He legitimately doesn't
He
play
can't.
What about
Oh!
Ooh.
Okay, we forgot about the Alchemist.
He's actually really good against Necro too because of his ulti.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
And-
Necro has enough stuff to burst him down, and then you just pop him before
he's not
he can
going to
heal
build
up.
Dagon
But
5.
if they
That's
actually
how you
get
kill him.
if they get an Axe on Centaur Warrunner, it's mega value versus Necrophos
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
because it's
Okay.
very telegraphed,
well,
and
him,
you cut down 60% of the damage.
You're going to see a lot of
That's
Glimmer
true.
Capes too. That's why
Yeah.
Necrophos stopped getting picked up. Glimmer Cape's so good versus him. If you see THD get it, it's,
Pipes as well.
Yeah.
Going to be picked up. So there's a lot of ways that NP, if they get that gold progression in, can actually do this.
Yeah.
All right,
We
gang.
shall see.
We've got to hand it to the casters. We need another round of predictions. Slack's called team.
I'm gonna go for wings on this one. Necro is a go-go.
I exact same.
I'm not really feeling it. I actually like the NP one. I think they're set up better for this.
I think it's a lot like game one. I like NP's draft more, but wings.
Wings. Okay, safe bet.
Wings.
Wings.
All right, Mott packs the contrarian. We'll see if he's right. With that said, game 2 set to get underway. We've got Annie and Purge once more.
All right, thanks, Sayori. We are back with what could be the final game of the day here. This is going to be game 2 in a best of 3, and Wings are looking incredibly strong so far. I'm Android, being joined once again by Purge. Thoughts on the draft, man?
I kind of like the Wings draft better. I think the Necro pick was amazing.
The
Whether
Drow,
or not
dude, they got
it's
it.
gonna hit is a little less sure. The Drow obviously making up for aspects as well. Lots of magic burst, but also lots of physical burst. Both of those things are going to make it harder for NP to itemize, and depending on how they hit their timings, like before NP gets tank items and magic resistance, it could be enough to get some easy kills.
All right, starting things out. We are going to have an NP smoke gank looking for a nice early kill on that Drow. That could be something to get them started here, and looks like Jakiro might have the lockdown necessary.
Okay,
Uh,
they should be able to get this.
There we go. Ice Path does connect. The Lion walks into it, lands a quad. Oh,
Ravage.
God.
That's a ravage.
That is a 5-man level 1 Earth Spike, and NP are thoroughly deterred.
There's a lot of laughing in here, and
Yeah,
5 of those people are Wings, actually. They're pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
Wings were very enthusiastic about that play right there. Definitely keen on their Lion, so looks like that early smoke rotation is going to work, but we'll see how the runes end up going. Looks like NP should be able to score bottom, no problem. Up top, Wings are going to be getting their Necro nice and beefy now. Who's the secret weapon on Wings? Is it going to be that Necro? Is it going to be the Drow getting free farm? Is it going to be Puck just sitting back and doing Puck thing?
It definitely could be Puck. There's decent mobility on NP, so in some of the heroes, but other heroes like Alchemist, for example, if he does get a lot of position and he gets Dream Quelled, for example, then Wings definitely has the damage to burst him down. But the big lacking for Wings here is definitely the Triline. That's one of the reasons that Line hasn't been picked very often lately. It's because he can be very easily punished. Like, for example, Ogre's just going to drop about half of his HP right now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's going to get scouted out here as Ward
kill him.
dewarded. I mean, he can trade really effectively with the Lion, but in 5 more seconds, Lion can turn and get the Earth Spike, and I don't think 1437 can chase under the tier 2 tower just yet, so that is not going to be a kill going in
That's
favor
a pleased
of...
man. Did you see how much harass he did? That was 1 Fire Blast.
Oh,
85
MSS. He's going in. He wants to get something done here. He's got that reactive armor charging up. He's got 5 stacks already, but can he actually make it back under his tower in time? They're going to get the first blood. Puck
Yeah,
did Puck things.
he did. That would have cost him a salve at least to pop it between the 2 hits that hit at the same time. He probably would have lived, but then he would have been no HP with just 2 tangles left over.
Mhm.
Honestly, at that point, I think a death is maybe a better idea. So
Alright, this bottom lane, NP should be able to score at least some pressure onto the Drow, if not a completely one lane. But is the Centaur going to benefit enough from that farm in that space?
Well, NP's done drafts similar to this. They can get things done with Centaur. It's more of, I think he would go like Vanguard into Pipe, into Blink Dagger maybe, and then he would go back for more of a carry item, something like Abyssal. 1437 picking up the ward mid, knowing that his opponent had one there because he got his de-warded, so.
Yeah, Ogre definitely prioritizing that oppression mid. Now it looks like Necro taking a lot of damage here, sitting in the acid spray. The body blocks from 1437 might be doing enough here, but I don't think they can get deep enough under tower to really get him down. And Ogre going to be pretty under level, just can't keep spamming out those spells.
That's one of the advantages you have versus Necro, is that he's got very low base armor. He's got great heals, he can get free HP and regen from his third skill, but it only does so much.
Puck having a really successful lane up top. Faith Beyond, I mean, again, we talked about it in Game 1, one of the strongest offlaners in the game of Dota right now, just really having some fun. Now Dazzle comes in with a poison touch here. Envy should be able to get back under tower pretty nicely, but Ice definitely showing that he's not afraid to just walk around and make the map his own.
Yeah, movements like that are really good, because if out comes too far forward, then they can go for Poison Touch with Shadow Wave on 2 heroes to nuke him. So just a little bit of pressure like this is really effective, especially because he's range and he has Drow Aura.
I mean, just keeping Envy punished pre-level 6 is super important. Just keeping him back, forcing him to farm pretty much only with Acid Spray is going to keep Necro ahead.
Yeah, like right now, Wings is going to be able to get some more last hits, to take advantage, faster 6, and then they just have to keep Alk a little bit low, or they can do some gank rotations with their other bursty heroes like Lion, Puck, something like that. Just get him below half, drop the hammer, and he dies.
Now, let's switch back to Centaur here. AUI doing a fair amount of damage, getting a decent amount of farm for himself, going to be second on that last hit chart. What's your preferred Centaur build? Because there's some, you know, max hoof stomp, max double edge. Do you pick up return at all in the aggressive lane?
It's not a terrible return game since they do have Drow Aura. They're going to be right-clicking, but I feel like the better solution is just max double edge like usual. They've got some gap closers, but maybe he gets 1 return, but I wouldn't like him to get more than 2. Especially if he goes Blink Dagger, maxing Hoof Stomp could be huge. Could be the difference between getting a Puck before he phase shifts or nuking Necro before he pops like a mech and a Death Pulse. Things like that can change the whole game.
He's already got the Tranquils feeling good, and well, Shadow just doing what he can here, going in for the harass. Drow's last hits are not ideal. 7-1 now for our safe lane Drow. Is that just because of the harass from the Centaur, or is that just...
It's the aggro tri lane, basically. It's what you have to do against the Drow. Try to give her a weak early game. That said, after watching the last game, I don't know if it's going to affect everything to make sure the Drow is useless, but...
Yeah, by focusing so many resources on that Drow Ranger, Puck is having a fun time up top.
15 last hits for him. Timber's got 13, so it's pretty even, but there was a first blood there. Other than that, it's fairly equal. 28 last hits on the Necrolite. I'm kind of curious to see what build he goes this game.
Ice just unfortunately caught out in some unfriendly territory. He's in his own jungle, but easily cleaned up by a double edge right there.
What I want to know is why does Centaur headbutt people for double edge? That was very apparent there.
No, he like leans forward with his sword thingy.
Like a shoulder thing?
Yeah, he really leans into it. That's why he can pull a muscle and damage himself in return.
Okay, it's worth it. Anything for a dead hero.
You got Lion, he's burning, but he's still going in, trying to get some harass. Could go for an Earth Spike here. He's very aggressive, really wants to get the Centaur down, and Drow Ranger following up with those Frost Arrows, but is it going to be doing enough damage? Meanwhile, Puck trying to go in onto this Timber up top. Timber going to be salving up, maybe looking to punish Faith Beyond here. Does he really have enough, though? He's only going to be level 4.
Trying to bait the phase shift. Faith Beyond didn't expect him to salve up there, so then he had a position advantage.
Yeah, it's really low mana, really low health now, and MSS, unfortunately, going to give up the chase, but definitely keeping Puck back.
Yeah, very good.
Lion did go down by neutrals.
Poor guy. It's a hard-fought battle.
Those Wild Wing Rippers, man, they're savage.
So it's very smart of Puck not to use phase shift, because he knows that if he pops it, then that's going to give MSS a bit of time to set up for the Timber Chain. If he just walked away, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, Timber's right clicks are not exactly the scariest thing in Dota right now.
It should be. Look at that thing. He's got a giant axe. Like,
yeah, a saw versus a little blue floating bug. I don't know.
Yeah, cut trees, but can't cut heroes in half. That's one spin. Doesn't make sense.
That's something you should really complain about now.
Bad
There we're going to see Eternal Envy to be punished here. He's so close to his level 6, but the Scythe flies through. Now there's at least 30 more seconds till he's back on the map farming.
It's actually less than that now. I think it scales like 10, 20, 30. Teams were abusing a little bit too much. Yeah, 10 extra seconds. It's still really impactful when you're a hero like Alchemist. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like...
No, you think I can do math on the fly like that?
No, my
public school, too.
there was a nerf. It was a nerf to Reaper Scythe. It used to be always 30 seconds. Now it's 10, 20, 30, depending on the level. That
Thank
was
you,
my point.
Purge. Thank
Didn't
you.
mean to seem like
No, it's cool. I learned something.
I was confused.
All right, Shakira going back in, picking up some decent levels there, but this is going to be a decent contest top. MSS once again just kind of doing his thing, sitting up top, not really going for rotations just yet, but he's having a much more successful lane this time than he did earlier.
Break gank.
Can they do it?
He's getting low.
Yeah, they're just going there. They're punching Faith Beyond, but he's still got his spells to get out of there.
That was my Grand impression. Did you like it? I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't really catch on to that one, Purge.
I thought it was.
I think you gotta try that one out a little bit more. Get some practice.
I did that perfectly. I have faith. Oh my god, he's just making Alchemist to life.
I mean, Alchemist has hit 6, so now he's got the Chemical Rage. He's going to be able to be a little bit more sustainable, but I mean, the panel talked it up pretty well. Wings have got stupid burst damage, so his regen's not even going to be that scary.
AOI leverage. This is huge, actually.
Oh, I mean, he's got a decent amount of speed here. Unfortunately, only level 5, so no Stampede, and one more shot from Shadow means actually Dazzle gets the kill there from those poison touches.
I would have used my stun there, too. Didn't do anything, but it was cool.
I think it's one of those frustration stomps.
It's a battle cry kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was certainly dead there. Picks up his Ring of Health. The fast Hood, or obviously not amazing in this game, I think he goes past Vanguard, definitely, just because it offsets a lot of the Drow Aura. The problem is that then that's all it does. It offsets Drow Aura. It doesn't actually give you survivability past that, although something like a Cloak and a Vanguard can accomplish a lot of that.
Smoke up from NP. They've really got to take back some control of these lanes, because it's going great bottom, it's going great mid. Top lane, Puck is definitely holding his own, so let's see if the Centaur Smoke can get anything done. Smoke is going to be popping. Will they be able to find out the Lion here? It is a small kill, but if they can get it, it's fantastic here. Now Centaur! He's going to be just trapped up in the air. There's some decent control coming out. Shakira with an Ice Path on 2. There's going to be a Reaper Scythe coming in, slapping apart that Centaur, and it looks like the Lion running for his life. Can Wings get out scot-free here? 1437 going in. There's going to be an Earth Spike holding him in place. They're going to turn this around. The Ogre not able to do anything up against the absolute team mentality of Wings.
Really tough here for NP. Maybe they should have tried to greed out a 6 or something, but that's what they're hoping for. If they got one kill there with a lucky grab, then it would give Cent 6, and then they could use that to maybe get a follow-up kill. But now they're super far behind. That delayed Alchemist ultimate and the delayed Centaur ultimate now means that their heroes aren't getting on the map fast enough, and all this greed that Wings previously had is completely paying off.
I mean, Wings have a lineup that so heavily punishes NP falling behind. They can just go in and every death, every sign of weakness, every side of the map they're not on, Drow can just start wailing on towers pretty shortly. Yeah,
and a lot of what NP wants to do as well is get tanky, group up, and actually take fights. So NP was really hoping that they could use this early game lineup to turn in themselves into some early towers, but it's not looking good right now.
Shadow maybe going in a little bit far forward, just going to take a dual breath and burning down to about half health, but his life is not in danger. Puck continuing to have a fun time up here. Is MSS just waiting for a full Bloodstone before he rotates, or is he just chilling?
No, he'll probably rotate earlier than that, but at the very least, him TPing to a lane and taking a fight is unlikely to be very useful, unless... I mean, I think he could rotate bottom, honestly. They could do a smoke. Maybe the gank that came mid previously should have included him, but the issue is that if he leaves the lane, it's going to be very obvious. And that's one of the really good things that Puck is doing by staying in the lane and constantly farming it. As soon as the Timbersaw leaves, that makes it very clear that Timber is gone and that there's a gank coming. So he can't actually gank in a lot of these cases unless they can TP to a lane and instantly take a fight.
Yeah, still going to be that battle of Timber versus Puck, but they're bringing in the supports here. We are going to have a Dream Coil dropped out. There's the silence onto Timbersaw, but nice Ice Path connects onto 2. They're able to get a dual breath off as well.
Oh, they can turn this now.
If they're trying to turn it, they're going to be TPing in the Ogre Magi. Is that really going to be enough? They're going to be able to go forward. There's going to be that Stampede, but the Reaper Scythe polishing off the Jakiro. Puck able to get off the phase shift. Now it looks like Wings actually feeling really good about this. Faith Beyond gets off a little Waning Rift. Unfortunately, does still lose his life, but overall, not terrible. It makes it a 1-for-1 trade, still in favor of NP.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely worth it for them. Nice little turn there. MSS played that actually perfectly. I thought breaking the stun was going to cause his death, but keeps alive there, and good damage by SVG as well. I think that's one thing that's actually falling flat as well on NP is that Jakiro with this skill build of maxing out Liquid Fire is good at hitting towers, but not so much of fights. Ooh,
Speaking of towers, tower goes down before Timber's able to really go in and defend it. Now MSS just kind of YOLOing in on his own. He can do a decent amount of zoning against the Drow Ranger, but his team is nowhere nearby. There's no tower they can TP to. Do you think Wings should have gotten aggressive there?
Well, you see, he's got almost a full weave, and he still has positive armor. I think he's actually going to be okay. If that was any other hero, easy kill.
I like this choice to give Lion a little bit of solo XP, solo farm mid. He's been farming up against the Centaur for a decent amount of time as Necro went top, and that's really showing here. He's got almost 700 gold. Earth Spike connects onto the Centaur. He's going to be Dream Coiled as well. Okay, he just got blasted.
Their gank options are so good right now. Like, NP really had to get more out of their lanes. This is looking like Wings is just continuing to control the game.
Is this a great Centaur pipe game? Is that something he needs to be going for?
It's a great effort. I think they'll get this kill at least.
That's something for their troubles, but is that Dazzle really worth it? Now Necro comes in. He's going to be sitting behind his tower. NP, they're staying in some dangerous territory. Now going to be trying to go away, and they are rotating in their Dazzle, who has bought back into the game. Can he actually get something done here? He's just babysitting the Necro.
They want to dive this, obviously, but it's a little scary here. The Veil's gone. He can recast, obviously, but his mana's getting a bit low. So if they jump on Necro and he's not able to get a kill right away, he will definitely go down. So that's a big component of Necro staying alive, is that regen from a hero dying. Same with his mana.
Well, for now, playing this one a little bit patient. NP looking for a great setup. Ogre is going to be walking in through the woods. It looks like Radiant are now keen on that based on that Observer, so Dazzle is going to be going in
Oh, really good multicast there.
looks like Ice Ice is going to be dead, not able to cast off that Shallow Grave, so easy pick onto the Dazzle, but once again, is that really worth it? That was a dieback, but this early in, just for support, and that means free farm for the Drow on the top and the tower as well. Seems like Wings are still getting the better end of the deal.
It kind of is, especially because they're behind in gold. That's the bigger impact here. Oh, not that they're that far behind, considering that Envy, sorry, is getting tons of farm.
Yeah, all three tier 1 towers now go down in favor of Wings. NP have yet to take a structure for themselves.
It all comes down to the Radiance, basically. If Envy can get Radiance before getting killed once or twice more, then they can take a fight then, and keep Envy alive. That'll change everything. Ideally keep the supports alive on the backside as well.
No, he's going for it. He's got some relic cash right now.
Just about. Very soon. That's like 2 creeps and he'll have it.
Yeah, he's going to be going, stacking up these little Thunder Hides, and just getting some farm from there.
Bloodlust is so good here. I don't know how many skill points he has in it, but...
Bloodlusted Alchemist is very, very scary.
Ooh, 1 point, wow.
Thanks,
Just
Rich.
1. It should be more. Well, it's fine. They need to get kills. That's more important right now than getting Bloodlust levels, especially when their other cores are Timber Saw.
We've got some blinks coming out all over the map here. Looks like Puck's going to be polishing that off, so some aggressive Dream Coils could be up very soon.
Interesting stun.
That does, yeah, that's interesting. No.
Alright, this smoke's huge. They've got to find Envy before he gets Radiance. Where's he headed? He's headed to the bot lane, I guess, the safest place. But Jakiro farming there would make me assume that Wings would choose not to gank him and go to a different place. Ancients is a good spot to check for Alpha now that he showed.
Yeah, he's going to be
real bad.
wrapped around upon.
He just used Ulta.
He's going to be weaved up. He's Dream Coiled in place. There's really not a whole lot he can do to get out of this. They're unloading everything on him, and they get him down with the Scythe finally. So over a minute dead with no buyback for the Alchemist right now. That is a really, really crucial kill. Again, right before the Radiance recipe comes out, they're keeping him irrelevant for just a couple of moments longer in the game.
Oh, an AOI step mid because he felt like they weren't going to be able to rotate back. It's very close.
He will be able to escape alive here, 1437, just eating up some of that damage. And this tier 2 could be in some trouble. The tower's going to get bloodlusted, but the wraparound is here. The Stampede comes in, but unfortunately, Ogre still does get stunned and still does get killed by the Puck.
And they used Centaur ulti as well to try to save him. It didn't work. So, a drum pickup online, very interesting.
I mean, Lions just having a really, really fun game here. Got a lot of solo farm mid while Necro rotated top, and there's going to be a tower trade. They get a tier 1 for a tier 2, but Wings, especially with their Drow strat, is going to start being very scary around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, I think Wings is a little bit worried about the late game as well, which is why they bought the drum. If you get a Blink Dagger, it gives you great gank potential, but with the drum, it gives you up to 30 attack speed for your whole team with Drow Aura when you're pushing, so the clear pickup here.
TP down bottom, just Lion feeling comfortable zoning back. Pretty much everything NP is thrown at them. NP, they're just playing a patient game here. I think, again, if this does go late, Drow is going to be a little less relevant. But,
very small amount.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be enough, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the Puck can still scale up. We have yet to see super clutch, team fighty Dream Coils, and now with the Blink Dagger, that becomes a very real threat.
Yeah, and not like there's been that many fights anyways. It's really just NP moving around, trying to pressure lanes, trying to take some towers, trying to outmaneuver their opponents, but Wings just always a step ahead and being more efficient with their ganks. It's really the main reason that they have a huge advantage, much just like last game.
Yeah, a lot of people, just in general, were talking about how Wings have been, a little bit rusty since TI, staying in China, not really playing a whole lot of games with other regions, but they are looking just as strong as they were a couple of months ago. They are really adjusting well.
You know, it's playing through diversity, like playing on a boat that's constantly rocking and forces you to misclick. That affects things.
Thanks.
Makes you better or something.
Sure, I'll believe
so
it.
close. No, this would be the worst time for him to get ganked. But it's only line the puck.
I mean, they've got some decent burst damage between all of them. Envy.
They don't know he's there, they're just guessing. Okay, he's got it.
He's got it. Hasn't been delivered
Very
just yet,
close.
but now Alchemist is going to start to be a real threat here. Does Wings have to really keep up the pressure, or do they have to sit back and get their next round of items before they push?
It's really about the next fight, I think. Interesting. He's going for a Hurricane Pike. Push himself and others out of danger. Whoever does get initiated on by the central ulti, they can usually get him out now.
Alright, Lion, he's going to be invised up. It's about half duration, and
He's got Cloak. Good escape by MSS there.
the rest of the Radiant are moving in, though. There is going to be the Weave and the Dream Coil. This Timber Saw is locked in place, and doubtful he's going to be able to get back down, especially with that Finger of Death committed. So Wings, once again, just reading NP like a book. They know the rotations. They're reading where the rest of the heroes are. They're in the bot lane, showing themselves right now. So Shadow feels safe going for some split push. The rest of the King goes in for a nice pick on a Timber, and I mean, this guy's nowhere near Bloodstone.
Yeah, they're even trying to organize that so that the Necro could get there in time to keep on cooldown longer. 20 extra seconds now would be amazing. But MP can hold this with only 20 seconds left.
And hopefully they're going to bring in their Jakiro here, able to spread out a little bit of damage, just trying to force everyone back. Acid Spray not really deterring Wings just yet. We're going to see Blink take a couple ticks of damage there. Nice Weave connecting onto two. And Shadow just continuing to harass from the low ground. Drow really having some fun.
Yeah, they're trying to slow this down with Jakiro, but he can't even get close enough. There's just so many nukes and initiations.
Oh, Deny coming in from the Alchemist. That's not a great sign. Your tier 3 getting denied at 17 minutes in, and Shadow continuing to lay into the racks. The rest of NP, though, they are looking to defend. They've got a pretty beefy squad. The problem is their initiation. I mean, aside from Centaur just trying to charge in and stamp, what do you do to really lock Wings down?
Wrapping around can be really useful as well. Putting somebody tanky on the front line that tanks nukes and then ends up barely living could change everything. That's also a gem TD tower. So like if he can initiate with Pipe Barrier and take a bunch of nukes, at least a couple disables from
thanks, Pit Muckle.
From Lion, for example, or maybe in Reaper's side and stay alive, it could change absolutely everything in this game.
Aww. Alright, so there's going to be NP again. It feels like they're just a step late. They're just a little bit late to the party. They're trying to wrap around and look for Wings, but Wings have already scooted out of the area and they're moving on to bigger and better things. Is this a warding problem from NP? Is it a communication problem? Is it just an inexperience problem?
I just feel like the rotations from Wings were a lot stronger this game, partially because the heroes they had is very similar as their Weaver game that we saw earlier. They took a Weaver out of the safe lane, they threw him into the off lane, did an instant gank. Spirit Breaker, the same thing. Whereas NP was very static this game. The only heroes that actually rotated too much were Jakiro and the Ogre. And the Centaur rotated, but it was only after he was behind and it was before he was 6, which I think caused some issues and made it a little bit harder. So things like that they need to land more effectively in the early game to get them into a better position. But they didn't get enough kills in the laning stage. The Wings reacted in the right way, they didn't get too out of position, and they were able to now take control of the map.
So NP used a scan on the Roche Pit area a little bit earlier, and they're not going to scout out this movement by Wings. They're probably, a little bit skeptical because no one's showing on the map right now. Dire has very limited vision as to what's going on in the placement of the Radiant team, but there we go. Roche melting down pretty quickly. There's a double damage rune on Shadow as well, so I mean, that's pretty much everything you can ask for as a Drow Ranger. Just go ahead, get a easy Aegis, and tear that thing apart.
Kind of interesting, even a Soul Ring on Dazzle. I haven't seen that in a long time, but it basically allows them to go to a lane and just constantly heal. So if they're trying to force a high ground engagement with both Arcanes and Soul Ring, it'll really help you do that.
How's this skill build from Dazzle? It seems pretty typical, but he's been getting so much value out of the Poison Touch. I would have expected another point or two.
It's just you can't justify it over other points. It isn't really until the 4th point of Poison Touch where it becomes remotely good, but the issue is the stun's delayed. It's really more about farming and pushing lanes.
He's chasing down this dragon, man. This guy's got no fear. Gonna be catching him down before he's able to get off that ice path there, and he's gonna get hexed as well. They're bringing in the rest of the damage, and here's an easy sight kill. Necrophos, in combination with Lion knowing exactly how far he can chase, he committed the blink, he committed the drums, and Earth Spike was super on point.
Kind of interesting to see a Lion fight that way, but
yeah, I mean, you usually see a Lion being the defensive person for his team, or some sort of initiator here, but he was just solo YOLO running after that dude.
That's most of playing Lion, really. It's about setting up opportunities for your allies. Sometimes you'll have a game where you can actually take those yourself, but when you've got a Necro on your team, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's still waiting for the cooldown on his finger now. Centaur's gonna be getting some vision for himself. He's gonna be seeing what's going down here. Radiant unaware of where Dire's at right now. They don't see this coming in, and now, well, as they push up to the high ground, they're going in to anticipate NP trying to defend this.
This could be so good. He's got to land 2 people. Oh,
He's thinking about it there. He's going in, but he's gonna get stunned up there. Lucky little Earth Spike. And he's able to get 2 here. There's going to be a stampede. They are going to get the shallow grave off, so Dazzle at least getting some relevance here. Now Timbersaw separated from the rest of his team, and there is going to be a Dream Coil onto 1437. Necrophos comes out from the Jakiro, but another nice little stun comes in, and Ogre is easily cleaned up, just completely cut apart. And look at the damage on the Jakiro right now. It's going to be 2 more shots, and he's down as well. Puck going to be phase shifting out down to the low ground. They're trying to go in onto the Centaur, who really can't get out of this situation. He's just stuck between a rock and a hard place there, and will end up going down as well. 3 heroes dead on NP without buyback, and the rest of Wings are feeling healthy, and they're going to go in scythe onto the Timber. And this is looking like it is almost over, Purge.
Yeah, they've got 5 heroes on the high ground. They're amazing at sieging endlessly.
I mean, Puck is still hanging on there by a thread. He's sitting back. He's comfortable.
NP just had to group up and take a fight earlier, but they got too far behind the laning stage. They never got to take a normal fight with Radiance out because they were so far behind already, and because Wings had the solutions. This is just, it's not looking good.
I mean, this is a last resort by NP. They know they cannot afford to fight against Mega Creeps right now. They just don't have the damage to do so, and other options are running out. MSS going to be going back in. Nice little shotgun, going to clutch it too, and oh, they get the stun onto Alk. Can they actually focus down here? Envy, who's trying to man up, will be able to go. Dazzle is going to be buying back again. There's an Aegis popped. Drow Ranger coming back into the fight. Will she be able to do anything with this? She's going to have her gust when she comes back up, but now she's going to be going ahead, forcing herself away. Envy, he's Dream Coiled in place, but he's still up. He's still fighting. Ice Path comes in. The Grave, though, are they going to be able to get Necro out of this? They're looking to focus down the Alk. They will get him. Alk's dead. He does have buyback. There's a nice double mana Earth Spike coming in from the Lion. And Necro just cleaning up here. It's beyond godlike for the Necro. There's an Alk buyback, but 3 heroes still dead on the side of NP, and the rest of Wings, they're still up, and they're still fighting Jakiro. He's just melting.
They didn't get anybody. Like, that was armlet toggle through Necro.
And Puck is still alive. He's been at like less than a 10th HP for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
The fight looked so good, but eventually Alk just took way too much damage. Oh, the great double stun, that could change a lot.
If they get a couple heroes down, but he is going to be going down, and that's going to be a dieback, I believe. And the GG is called. Eternal Envy just has to tap out here. NP will be dropping down to the lower bracket. Wings moving on. They are now having a place in the winner's bracket final.
And that was a team that Wings said they were a little scared of, but NP not necessarily knowing how good they were in reference to the other regions, something they said themselves. They knew where they were in NA, but against EU teams, against Asian teams, against Chinese teams, they just weren't sure. And I think this just showed that Wings is still one of the best teams